Hey guys, it's Leilani. So today I'm just going to talk about my pregnancy experience and um, hey guys, it's Leilani. Today I'm just going to talk about my pregnancy experience and things that happened throughout it. Obviously, not everyone's pregnancy story is going to be the same, but this one's mine. So actually, the first month being pregnant, I didn't know I was pregnant. Um, Me and my boyfriend had actually went to Vegas when I was about 4 weeks along, and so then I just didn't know anything. We're like having fun in Vegas or whatever, and towards the end of being in Vegas, and we were there for set like a whole week. It's kind of a long time to be in Vegas, but the whole time like we were there, I was fine until the last 3 days. I just felt like I started getting sick a little. While I was there, I didn't sleep a lot. My boyfriend was like, "Why are you sleeping all the time?" But I normally sleep a lot, so I thought maybe it's just like I'm just tired. But um, so anyways, towards the end, I started getting sick, and then feeling just a little off. And then I was supposed to have my period in Vegas. Actually, the day we got to Vegas, I was supposed to have my period, but then I didn't. And my periods aren't they're not consistent. They're not every 30th of the month, you know? Sometimes they're 28 days apart, and then sometimes they're 40 days apart. So I figured, oh, well, I'm probably just gonna have it towards the end, and I probably didn't get it because of traveling or something. So on our way back from Vegas, I was actually really sick. Not really sick, but I started feeling like I had to puke and stuff. And also in Vegas when we went on one of the rides, I never puke on rides, just ever. I've never puked on rides, and I always go on roller coasters and stuff. Well, we went onto the Stratosphere, and when we were done, I threw up everywhere. My Uber driver probably thought I was just because I was drunk or something, but then he was like, "If you need to stop, we can pull over." And I was like, "Oh no, it's okay." But on our way back from Vegas, I started feeling really sick. On our plane ride, I was not feeling good, and then from where we landed, we still had a 3-hour drive home. So I started when we were driving, I wasn't feeling good, and I thought, oh, it's probably just the traveling. All of this traveling is just getting me sick and feeling nauseous. And then I also worked at a coffee stand, so whenever I didn't drink energy drinks, I actually started getting headaches and stuff. So I thought it could be that. So I honestly I gulped down a Red Bull, and still nothing. I still felt sick, and then I got into town, and right when I got into town, I had to go to my friend's birthday. And so I went to I got her present, went to her birthday, all that. And I was just like, man, I'm feeling really sick. This does not feel right. But so then we went to her birthday, and then we were gonna me and my boyfriend went to her apartment, and her boyfriend gave us the keys, and we were gonna throw a surprise after birthday. She had her birthday with her family, and then we are gonna throw a surprise one after with some friends. And honestly, there she was wanting me to drink, and she loves Fireball. Anyways, she's wanting me to drink Fireball with her, and I feel like I just didn't feel good, and I was like I don't feel good. And she's like, "You make me drink every time, I don't feel good, and this and that." And so I was like, "I know," and I showed her my app. I had the Flow app, and I showed her my app, and I was like, "Well, I'm actually a week late now for my period." And she was like, "Oh, do you want to try a pregnancy test? I have one in my car." Just she randomly had one laying around in her car, whatever. And I was like, "Sure, we'll take it." And so I took that pregnancy test, and it was the lines weren't that to me, the lines didn't fully get there, but it did obviously say pregnant. And I was like, no, that can't be, no, I'm pregnant. Anyways, I do actually have, give me a second. This is a pregnancy test she gave me, and this line wasn't fully there yet, so I figured it could be wrong, there's no way I'm pregnant, no way. That's what I was thinking. But then, so then that was the only pregnancy test she had, and so we ended up going to Walmart. My boyfriend and her boyfriend were out there like playing beer pong or whatever, and so we told them that like I just had like my stomach hurt, so I needed to go get Tums at Walmart. So we went to Walmart. We bought the clear blue kinds, these ones, and it was like the most expensive one there, so I decided to get that one just to like make sure. And so we went back to her house, and then we like went to the bathroom together. Obviously, like my boyfriend was already suspicious. Like he's like, something's up, because we're both in the bathroom like both times. Like obviously something's up, you know. So then I just peed in a cup, and I put all 3 in the cup. And then when I like they're like the digital ones, so you know, like you're like waiting for it to load or whatever. And the first one came up positive, and I was like, well, the first one's always wrong, you know, like it's gonna be wrong. Excuse me, I do burp a lot, but anyways, I was like, the first one's always wrong, like the next ones aren't gonna be positive. Well, then all 3 of them came up positive, and then my friend just started laughing. And then me, like, I started breaking down in tears, because obviously, like, I'm 19, and I was 19 still at the time. And I'm like, I can't, like, I'm too young to have a kid right now. What am I going to tell my parents? They're going to flip out, like, my whole family's going to be disappointed in me, and all that stuff. So then, we went outside of her apartment, and me and my boyfriend, I called my boyfriend over there, and we talked, and I brought them all out, and I showed him I was pregnant. And then he was like, dang, like, what do you want to do? You know, like, what are we going to do now? And so we ended up staying for a little longer, but obviously, like, finding out you're pregnant is, like, something really big. So we went home and talked about that. And then I didn't tell anyone, like, I didn't tell my parents for, like, 2 weeks. I was actually really scared to tell them. So I actually was starting to get really sick, and I wasn't doing anything. And my mom kept telling me to, like, clean up around the house and stuff. And I was like, girlfriend, I am sick. I can't be cleaning. But I didn't tell her, obviously. And then there was times, like, going to work was the worst thing. I would be puking and throwing up constantly at work. It was horrible, and I just did not feel good. And there were times I called in sick, and then at my boyfriend's dad's house, he would go to work, or he would stay there, and then, like, he had me sleep there once, just because, like, I couldn't go to work, but I couldn't stay home because my parents would be like, what's going on with you, you know? And then finally I did go to the doctors, and I got, like, a full-on, like, positive test. And my mom somehow knew I went to the doctors. I don't know, but she's like, how's your doctor's appointment? And I was like, oh, good. And she's like, what did they tell you? And I was like, just that I'm sick. And she was like, oh, sick with what? And then I was like, girl, my brain didn't think fast enough. So I sat on the table, and I had my boyfriend go there. And I was like, we have to tell you something. So she came over, and then she was like, I told her I was pregnant, and she's like, I figured, because you've been sick the whole time. Like, you've been sick a lot. And then, my dad and my brother were at the gym. So she was like, you don't have to tell your dad yet, but you do need to tell him this and that. And, like, do you want to tell him today or later? And I was like, we should wait, like, on telling him. She was like, okay. So then time goes on, they get back from the gym, and right away she sits on the couch, and she goes, Willie, come here, family meeting. And we've never had a family meeting. And there my brother was like, family meeting, like, what the heck is going on? And so they sit down, and I was like, Mom, no, like, don't do it. And my boyfriend was like, I'm not coming, like, no. Like, we were both, like, freaking out. And I thought, like, my mom, she was just like, oh, okay, when she found out, you know, like, what it is. And then when they, like, sat down, my dad, like, I was like, well, we have something to tell you guys. And then he was like, what, you're pregnant? And I was like, how'd you know? And then he was like, just cause. And then, like, he was actually really excited. Him and my brother were super excited. Started talking about my baby, like, having to go to wrestling practice, and how he's gonna be state champ and whatever. And so, like, it wasn't as bad. Like, it wasn't actually bad, you know. I thought it was gonna be really bad, and, like, they would flip out, but that didn't happen. And then so I thought the rest of my family would be disappointed as well on me, and so I never actually told them until I was I never told any of my family until I was 3 months pregnant, besides my immediate family, like, besides my immediate family and a couple of my cousins. And, no, yeah. And then at Thanksgiving, I told, like, everyone. And actually, everyone was happy for me, so that was nice. Like, I just thought I was going to get a different reaction from everyone. My boyfriend's mom, actually, when we told her, she didn't believe him. It was funny, because he always messed around with her, saying she's going to be a grandma, so at first she didn't believe him, but, like, I feel like the reactions we got were better than, like, what we thought, so that was good. But yeah, so time goes on, like, so starting at, obviously, when I was already a month, I didn't know I was pregnant, I didn't feel sick, and then the month to 2 months is when I got, like, super sick, and I was just puking all the time. So once I was, like, I'd say 6 weeks pregnant, I was really sick. I started throwing up so much. From the 6 weeks to 8 weeks pregnant, like, once it turned 2 months, I literally lost 12 pounds, like, just in those 2 weeks, because of how sick I was and how much I wasn't, like, able to eat. I wasn't able to eat at all, so whenever I would eat, I would throw up, and then when I wouldn't eat, I would throw up because I was hungry. And so it really sucked, because either way I was throwing up. And nothing, when I tell you nothing, like, I literally mean nothing, felt right to eat. Like, sometimes bread, like toast would be fine. Sometimes. But, like, everything I ate was nasty. And people, some women get morning sickness, some don't. Some get it in the morning, some get it in the night. I'm telling you, my morning sickness was all day. Like, I did quit working because, like, I could not handle it, like, being sick at work. Like, I puked in the morning, I puked in the evening, in, like, the middle of the day. It usually was worse in the evening, but I just threw up all the time, and I couldn't eat anything at all. And, like, drinking drinks were still kind of, like, not good for me. Like, just my body didn't want to take anything. And it really sucked. So around, like, 4 months, it started to get, like, a little better. And then, at 5 months, I actually started puking one day, like, a lot. I puked about 7 times in 1 hour, I would say. And I have a nurse that comes to my house, and she tells me, like, she talks to me and tells me about things, like, I can ask her questions that I don't know about pregnancy and stuff, and she just informs me about the good and bad things that I should and shouldn't be doing during pregnancy. And that morning, I puked, like, 7 times I puked 3 times within the half hour she was there. And then I had puked, like, 4 more times. Like, so I had puked 7 times within, like, that hour. And then I waited a little bit, and she told me that I should probably go to the ER just to get, water, like, to get an IV fluids, just so, like, I wouldn't be puking a lot. Like, because, once you puke, I feel like when you're pregnant, once you puke, it just continues and continues and continues. Like, at least for me, it will, like, continue, and it will not stop all day. And so also, like, I wanted to be able to keep up with eating and drinking water and stuff, and I couldn't do that because anything I ate or drank I would throw up. And so, excuse me again. And so, she told me I should go to the hospital. I ended up going to the ER, and they gave me IV fluids, kept me in there for a while because they said that I needed to make sure I'm, like, staying hydrated and stuff. And then I was sent home. So it was nice to get the IV fluids, because honestly, after I got the IV fluids, I was able to, like, eat and drink again. But I think I started throwing up just because, like, the day before I ate, like, not even joking, 4 plates of, like, chips and lime and tapatio on it, and that gave me, like, the worst heartburn. And then after the heartburn, like, I had eaten ice cream later that day, and then, like, I threw that up, and ooh, that tasted disgusting. It made me not want to eat ice cream again. It was literally like rotten cheese. But anyways, yeah, so then after I started eating, like, plain and more healthy again. And then I would say around 6 months I had to go to the ER again. Yeah, on what's it called? On Valentine's Day. So on Valentine's Day I had to go to the hospital again, and that was when I was 6 months pregnant. And I had to go to the hospital because, like, I was selling chocolate covered strawberries for Valentine's Day, and I had been up until, like, 3 in the morning. And then at 6 in the morning, I woke up and my stomach hurt so bad. But I was like, I've never felt the pain. So I was like, oh, like, what, it's probably just like whatever. Maybe I didn't eat something good. And then I had to use the bathroom in like TMI, but I had to poop like 3 times that morning. Yeah, 3 times that morning. Like, and I was just like pushing, and I was at my cousin's house, and because we were gonna go start delivering strawberries that day. And then I started pooping, and then I started puking, and like nothing wanted to go down. I tried a piece of toast. It was burned, but my cousin made it for me. That thing was hella burned, but I still, like, I couldn't eat that. And when I drank water, I threw it up. Like, everything was like, I was like, what is going on? So I had my boyfriend come pick me up, and we went to the ER. And they told me, luckily, like, I came in, because some people won't, like, they'll just ignore like that kind of pain and stuff, and then end up having their baby, which, because I was having contractions and I didn't know that. So then I stayed there for like a few hours, and then they sent me home, like, after they watched my baby's heartbeat, my heartbeat, and everything, and watched it. They had to give me a shot so the contractions could go down. And then I did go home, and honestly, like, after that, my abdomen hurt so bad. Like, I couldn't even, like, I could barely walk. Like, like, for a few days, I had to just, like, take it super easy and stuff. And they said that it could have been from doing too much, or also being dehydrated, so one of the two. But, yeah, so then that happened at 6 months, and then later on during the 6 months and, like, going into 7 months, I started to feel a lot better. Like, I was able to eat almost anything, like, I wanted. Like, I could start eating cereal, like, with my milk and stuff, just because, like, in the beginning, like, I didn't want any meat, I didn't want any dairy products, like, I didn't want, like, anything, nothing. So then I started to be able to, like, eat stuff. I also didn't want Mexican food, which is weird, because, like, I'm not Mexican, but my baby's Mexican from his dad, and he doesn't like Mexican food. Like, what? But yeah, anyways, so at 7 months, I started to be able to eat, like, whatever I want and not feel sick or nauseous, and it was kind of nice. And I'd say 7 months, about 7 months, in between 7 and 8 months, excuse me, was the best time. Not the best time of my the best time of my pregnancy, I would say, because I wasn't, like, sick anymore. I was able to eat whatever, and I was also able to, like, I wasn't sick, so I was able to start going on walks and stuff, because when I was sick, I honestly couldn't do anything at all when I was sick. Like, and I felt super weak and stuff, and my head hurt all the time, and, like, I slept all the time when I was sick, just because I would cry, like, because it was painful sometimes. Like, it was painful not being able to eat, and then puking because I couldn't eat, and then when I'd eat, like, I'd puke, and I felt like starving. And so I would sleep just to, like, so the starvation feeling could go away. But at 7 months, like, was pretty good. Now I'm 8 months, and it is good. Like, I could eat whatever, which is nice. Besides ice cream, kind of, dairy is still a little iffy with me. We have our days, our on and off days, me and dairy. But anyways, I'd say now, like when I said 7 months was the best, is because now I'm starting to get, like, really bad hip pains, and, like, my back hurts super bad. My back has hurt, like, through most of the 3rd trimester of me being pregnant, but, like, my hips literally, like, those things would have to be expanding a lot or something, because my hips are painful and have sciatic nerve going, like, from my butt down my leg, and in my groin area, just, like, sometimes it's just like, ooh, this squeezy feeling, like, in my groin, to where I have to just stop whatever I'm doing and just, like, sit there for a second and, like, basically moan, I guess, not moan, just let it hurt until it's done hurting. And so everything just hurts. I can't sleep a lot because my pain, like, there's a lot of pain in the night, like, sleeping on both sides, because I can't sleep on my back because it makes me feel like it's hard to breathe a little, and then my stomach, obviously, I can't sleep on, so my sides hurt, and my left side feels the most comfortable, and that hip just hurts super, super bad. But that's the reason why I can't, like, sleep a lot right now, and through the night. But I would say, like, I'd rather have that pain than not be able to eat. Like, I'd honestly rather have hip pain and nerve pain and everything else. And I would go see a chiropractor, but the chiropractors wanted to take an x-ray and said they had to take an x-ray, which I'm not doing that because I'm pregnant and, you know, x-ray is being done on me. And also, and anyways, but yeah, so when I did stop getting sick and, like, I was able to do stuff, and, like, I could go, like, to see friends and stuff, you know, whatever. And I got a car, my own car, you know, we paid it off. Like, well, it was fully, like, I got a car from the auction, and it's not the, like, most pretty car, but it's, like, I love my car. Her name is Star. But anyways, so once I got my car and I'm feeling better, like, I could finally go see, like, my friends, you know, every once in a while, go to the park, like, it's gonna start getting warmer, and, like, once I start, like, I'm starting to get positive attitudes, because I didn't go anywhere throughout my pregnancy, really, because, like, you know, my sickness. But then I started getting better, and I was like, well, now I can start going out and seeing my friends, and, like, we could go hang out and go to the park and go, like, do cool things. Guess what happens? The coronavirus comes right when I get, like, my own car, and I'm able to try places, and I'm able to, like, go see my friends and stuff, because, like, we had a car, but my boyfriend had to go take it to work and stuff. So, like, I wasn't able to go anywhere, but the coronavirus came, and now I can't do anything, which that sucks, because it also, like, I wasn't able to have my baby shower because of the coronavirus. So I'm just hoping that goes away. And I will have, my next video will probably be on, like, pregnancy through the coronavirus and how that is, and, like, the fears, like, being fearful during it and stuff like that. But yeah, so that's my pregnancy experience and journey so far. A lot of it, I can't wait to have my baby here, honestly. Like, I'm super excited for him, and I'm just done being pregnant. But I hope my next one's a better pregnancy experience, you know? It's not like it's bad. I wouldn't give up, like, having my baby for anything, but it just wasn't the best pregnancy experience, you know? But thanks for listening, and stay tuned for the next video. Bye!